You're an analytical basketball guy. You're like our Joe Lunardi, so to speak. Carolina last night beat Kentucky by playing their brand of basketball. They did not need Kentucky to have an off night. They forced Kentucky to have an off night. They did not need to have the most magical night ever, although it was. But they didn't just need to have one of those nights where it was like, oh, my God, this ball jumped off the rim, off the top of the backboard, landed on a bird, and then fell in. They didn't need anything crazy. They didn't live with 400 free throws. It was nothing wacky. They just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think you said it. You summarized it pretty nicely, JB. On my show last night, and I'm going to show this to you guys today, but this is how I watch college basketball. I have a notepad, and I look at 5 metrics throughout the game. Those metrics are fouls, total rebounds, offensive rebounds, made, missed, three-pointers, and then turnovers. And I have a 16-minute media timeout, 12, 8, 4, down to halftime. And if you look at these numbers throughout the game, and this tells the story, South Carolina beat the crap out of Kentucky. I mean, beat the crap out of Kentucky. And it never really seemed. There was one point in the game, Kentucky went up 21-15. If I was Lamont, I might have called a timeout. But Lamont has a much better feel for his team than I ever will. And what do you know, at the under 8 media timeouts, 21-21, Gamecocks have regained momentum. And then after that, you look at the under 4 timeout, 27-23 Gamecocks. You look at halftime, 33-25 Gamecocks. I was worried a little bit at halftime because Kentucky's going to come out and make an adjustment, some type of adjustment. And I think Cal wanted to. I think that he was screaming at his players to make an adjustment. But I think that South Carolina was just in their grill at that point. But you look at the under 16, 40-34 South Carolina, only gave up 2 points. After the 12 media timeout, 50-40 South Carolina. They had regained the momentum. And then it was just, I said on my show last night, from that 10 to 8 minute mark, from the game was over. The game was just over. South Carolina was not going to lose, and they were just beating Kentucky on offense and on defense. At the top left of my little chart here, I have Talon in all caps and 3 exclamation points. I've never, it's been a long time. I've seen some, 30 burgers been put up by some Gamecocks, some 40 burgers, some truly fantastic offensive performances. For my money, I don't think I've seen a better total offensive and defensive command of a basketball game than I saw from Talon Cooper last night.